I meant to move because like my oh, I'll just all right, we are live.
Hey, hello everyone. Thank you
I'm just
for
move
watching
location.
now live or later on.
Yes, I'm just moving
So,
location. Okay.
I thought you were like vanished in the darkness.
Yeah, yes. I had a lot going on over there. It's like spring cleaning, but in July. Or July. See, I'm not even in the right month. January.
Yeah, you lost track. Anyway, I did not lost track because our first event of 2026 is due at the 1st of February. So, yeah, make sure that you are part of that. We work around all those important moments in the year cycle, and it is like a real interesting time because the earth is like, yeah,
Hmm.
pregnant of the spring yet to come, and it's a period often overlooked but so important also in regards of rituals, about symbolism, about
Hmm.
folklore and all that. So we will dive again deep into that, how that all comes together with syncretism, with pagan basics, Christianized, and from there on, everything to do with divination, with sorcery, whatever, mystery. Yeah,
Yes, definitely.
that's our core business.
Yes, absolutely. And I feel like this is one of the overlooked ones, especially when it's been taken over by several different cultures and several different people, do different things about it, but yet it's not one that's really talked about.
Yeah, yeah. So I was just still writing, so I'm again providing an essay that goes together with the event, to have some more historical, symbolical, insight in this period. Whilst Morgan, on the other hand, with her creativity and experience in like divination and all that, yeah, she will provide a lot of fill in, Morgan. Uh, Special tasks and all that. What
Yes,
what what do you have
definitely.
in store for the subscribers?
Well, definitely on how it's celebrated in like the magical world. But also, I was thinking because we always do a countdown or a countdown after. That a lot of things happen around then because Chinese New Year is a countdown till then. It every day they do something different as a countdown for that specific holiday. So
Yeah,
we're going to do something with like how each day is energetically like or how it should be how each ancients did it, and we'll do the countdown like along with them,
yeah,
because it's that awakening time, it's the seeing things more clearly instead of actual action.
yeah. I was actually filling in today my agenda for this year, so I'm always like celebrating all the equinoxes, all those special things I want to, and sometimes I even celebrate with like 20, 25 people, it's spontaneous, but sometimes I'm also like alone or with my son because he always bears with me. Uh, but it's like, for me, it's like a tradition. But this year we are like very lucky because like every equinox is like almost falling in the weekend.
Yes, oh my gosh,
Or
I
at least
know.
a weekend very short to it in order to celebrate it. So 2026 will be brilliant in that regard.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I know. Starting with like the winter solstice, that was on Sunday, and then
Yeah,
this one, which is on Sunday.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So there's like no more excuses for why you can't celebrate, or dive deep
Yeah,
into it.
yeah, but especially if you really celebrate this, it's like always more fun. Like in the weekend, if you want to invite some people,
Yes.
if it's just midweek, yeah, then it's often not. Or they come like or go home for like 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. So
Oh
yeah,
yeah, yeah. And
as true heaters, we have to push through the night to see the sun
yes,
coming up next
exactly.
morning.
Exactly, especially for Imbolc. You want to see that sun coming up. New
Yeah,
time, see your shadow, like Groundhog Day here. But yeah, oh my gosh, absolutely. I feel like it's
yeah,
busier too because then you can like people do more. Like for Halloween on the weekday or Christmas on a weekday versus on a weekend that people have more events. Things are opened. Like
yeah.
um I know here there's little villages that like to decorate and like have treats and bakeries and stuff so you can walk around and celebrate it that way. But they don't usually do that during the week. So, and then
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
celebrating that energy with everyone, not just people you know.
yeah. And that's the thing what's so magical I find about our events. We will explain that stuff, and then also we hover above it and look it through a more like perennial lens that we see if we have like big denominators all over the world, cross-cultural, but also a
Yes.
lot of local interesting folklore, yeah, rituals and habits, and if you all put them uh, besides each other, you can really see like the big denominator, and then you can understand the conceptual thinking. Here it's also like local, and that will be due by that time that they like disperse to winter.
Yeah. Hmm.
That they will like, okay, someone is like sometimes just dress like a snowman, or sometimes also dress more like wild hunt stuff, and that we're like hunting them down, back through the woods, back to the wilderness.
Yes. Yes. Definitely.
Yeah, and
I
these are like always like yeah, order versus chaos, and then it's like yeah, it's like arm pulling a wrestling match between those seasons, for the fight for the sun, or the
hmm
fight for in order to give the light, and
Yes.
by a neck race, the sun just won again.
Yes, exactly.
Like you by now always know, but can you imagine how that back in the days was? Still every year
Yes.
like a serious quest.
Oh my gosh, yes. That's that's why I liked you were waiting for the, sun to come up the next morning because that was huge. Like you're now going to celebrate survival, that you survived, you made it through.
Yeah. This is like a compound period. It's like the air is literally pregnant with spring. I always say it's like a compound period, but
Yes.
very subtle. It almost like from now until midwinter, almost like within a few weeks, like 1 hour more light a day.
hmm Yeah. Oh,
So it's
definitely.
like
And
very
earlier.
subtle, and then you
hmm
have like the same thing. Okay, from midsummer, like the sun is falling into Mother's Earth, or they say like the Mother's Night, like the Anglo-Saxon idea that the sun is like falling each day, climbing less higher. So it's like falling into Mother Earth in
Yeah.
order to have this, yeah, how you call it, the heros gamos, like the unity of contrasting elements, and from there on the new sun gets born, the Sol Invictus.
Yeah. Yes.
So
Oh,
yeah, that's really great. But and then it's like the sun is like climbing each day a little bit higher, and then all of a sudden we start to recognize it. And that's for the same like when we have had like our first event with the period around Halloween. So the end of October, beginning of November. Then we for the first time really see, okay, it's like getting colder, it's like getting darker. So and then I
yeah.
have the same feel with like, okay, it's like February. It can still be cold, freezing, or snowing, but there's something in the air. Spring
Oh,
is in
yeah.
the air. Like
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. It's like a change in the sense too. It's changing
yeah.
everything. Smells
And
different,
I
I
think
think.
that's always the most amazing period whenever you see that leaves start growing again on the trees, or like the first things pop up out of the earth. And how
hmm
how how the name, there are these flowers, these white flowers. They are
Oh,
always like
this. I don't know the actual name, but snowbells, right? You're talking about the snowbells?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay.
I can
Yeah.
translate that to Dutch. Yeah, it's all something with snow. Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
yeah. This
I'm not a connoisseur of botanic stuff, but aren't these like the first flowers that grow somehow, or am I saying
Oh,
something dumb?
no, yeah, they are. Actually, we can even put an art like not an article. We can even we'll create an article, I should say, about it because yeah, it absolutely is the January flower. It's the first one that
Yeah,
comes, the first sign that, spring's coming back. Magically, it has its, purposes. Yeah, it's really fascinating. That it's I don't know if it's the actual because now because they always have two flowers for January and I can't remember if it's one of the ones, but it is that official January is coming. Like it's
yeah.
first to kind of flower. But yeah, the snowbells.
That's
That's how I
interesting.
always think of those. That's why I know it's January, like that what you were talking about, because that is January. When you see those flowers, it is January.
Yeah, yeah. You know, everything to do with flowers and flower magic is very yeah. There was also like a real big thing, So a lot of trees are somehow also connected to certain concepts. So I
Oh,
also know here, like in folklore. But I don't know the translation in English. But there's a certain tree that's like linked especially to the dead. But I don't know. I don't know the
to the like, are you talking
translation.
about the Celtic? Are you talking about like the Celtic zodiac? Because I know the Celtic zodiac each month has the new tree that governs that month, and then it goes through all the magical reasons why, if you were born under that tree, um, and how that's how their zodiacs. Because everyone's zodiac is the same. You got the Chinese zodiac, Celtic
Yeah,
zodiac,
yeah, yeah.
Egyptian
I know.
zodiac. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
deities. Egyptian zodiac is deities, but yeah,
yeah,
all
yeah.
different.
So I don't know. I have to. Then that's interesting to make a comparison. But I think it's like the idea of like, oh, I have to really learn that those English translations because there are always like trees are like coming back. So the oak is most of the time
Yes,
always like linked to Donna, to Thor,
yes,
like
yeah.
yeah. And that's
Oh,
also
yeah.
like something interesting because there was often this link because if there's one tree amongst all others who has like the most chance to get hit by lightning, it's like the oak because it grows really high and it's always like really how you call it. They have a lot of water in it,
Yes.
so yeah,
Oh, yes. Yeah, no, and that's then when you even take a step further because the oak is what you use for like lightning magic or if you're going to do things
yeah,
with that element. Like there's so much to do with that as well. It just they go
yeah,
deeper and deeper the more you go into that the trees, the magic of the trees. And then you have the dryads, which is tree nymphs. And each one is with each nymph is for a different tree. I'm like stumbling over my words, but the dryads, like they're very
yeah,
worshipped in a
yeah.
lot of
Yeah, and
cultures.
that's also again linked to the three Norns and all that. So yeah, that's really
Yes.
interesting.
Oh yeah. Oh
What
my gosh.
once once I was about Morgan to buy a very very expensive book. So
Hmm.
I'm really interested in plants, magic, and all that, but it's also diverse, but there is a compendium of European botanic plants. That's like a real old book, was very, very expensive.
I'm sure.
But I
Yes.
was like, it was like an auction. I was like, okay, it's like a fight back and forth, but they really gave way too much.
Oh, yeah. That's always
But
disappointing.
that is really interesting in how that works. But in the end, it's also how we always experience like sympathetic links they find with that.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yeah. And even so, because it's just fun fact, but when you start diving into, because everyone was into the Harry Potter, I'm sure they still are. Like it's always huge Harry Potter, but they have their specific wand that's from a tree. And she
Yeah,
really matched that tree with that person. It's like their personality. It's everything to do with it. It's like she researched the trees first and then gave the wand to the specific wizard.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, my whole family is like crazy for Harry Potter, but with all my respect, it could really never captivate me, but I
Hmm.
really do see how it's not just like it's really like yeah, working with alchemy and all that. So it's really thought through. So I really take my hat off for what
Yes.
this, what they created. But to be honest, it never really grabbed me. It's like
No.
yeah,
Same.
but
Yeah.
that's not a because
Yeah.
yeah, I
No.
never
No.
watch television and all that. I really yeah.
Oh yeah. No. Well, I was lucky enough when I came out. It was just the books. I think because
Yeah,
I think I think almost all the books came out before the movies came out, right? Or did they? I can't remember, but I read the books, so
yeah,
and it was yeah, and that's where you really saw like more of the magical side of it, more of the how she matched the wizard to the wands or to the specific skill, of that they
yeah,
have. So, like I said, just magically speaking, she took a deep dive into the magical world, and I found that
yeah,
fascinating that she did her research.
yeah. Yeah. That's yeah, really. And the best thing is that you kindle like magical thinking with children. That's the best that you can do.
Yes, yeah, especially when it's true. So they're learning, like true
Yeah,
magic, like on aspects of it. So yeah, I think
yeah,
but that's if we're going back to the trees, that they have so many magical correspondences and magical meanings and how they're going to be worked with during this season and why. I mean, you can do a real big deep dive into that.
yeah, yeah. And I have to translate those names because I do have a lot of interesting things to tell about, and I definitely know that you also have a lot. I assume even much more information in that regard because you also work magically with that. For me, it's more like something to know. But I really work with that stuff as when you have like summer solstice and winter solstice. I take like the last remnants of the big log of wood and all that. So, and
Oh
then
yeah.
also, yeah, in my garden I have certain elements, either Masonic or like yeah, but
Oh,
really yeah, symbolical. So I really like that.
oh yeah. Yeah, completely agree because and I think it's well just for me important to know like you said all the herbs and stuff because if you're creating a set of runes on like the oak lightning wood, but you want it for peacefulness, well, now you're just bringing a bunch of lightning into your readings. You know what I mean? It's not going to be peaceful versus finding the tree and the bark that's peaceful and creating your runes on that instead.
Yeah. By the way, now we're talking about that. I need your help, Morgan, and
Oh,
everyone else who is listening now live
yeah.
or later catches on. I have like two huge balls of mistletoe.
Yes,
it's
that's
like unique. I've told you like for, but I have them like almost for like 2 months, but I forgot I had them. So I really found them in my garage. So I was like sorting my wood and all that. And then, oh yeah, I
yeah.
have the so what can I do with that?
I like that because, well, I mean, speaking of peace, I was just making sure we didn't have any comments. Speaking of peace, that is a very peaceful one, but like fertility, love, and I know in some places, let me see if anyone did it too. Yeah. In some things, it's protection, because the mistletoe is what Loki was like, throw that, throw it at, that was
Yeah,
like the one thing that could kill Balder, throw it at him, and he was obviously reprimanded for that after. But it is that protection. You hang it for protection against evil. You hang it for protection against bad energies coming in.
yeah,
And so, and then, but depends on how you want to put it down. Do you want to dry them? Because, like, I could definitely send you some stuff on how to dry it. I can even put it in the group too on how you would dry it. Or are you thinking of putting it in, like, I know,
everything.
yeah,
I
yeah,
have planned
something,
like
yeah,
too big, and I know that's so unique. I really have to knock on wood, also something symbolically, because I will never
yes.
get such an amount of mistletoe.
Oh, yes. I like it too, because like for mistletoe, when you're talking fertility, like the birth of an idea, like I like to crush it up and put it in like my ink or like what I draw, what I write in, because you're like birthing these ideas and you want that magic to help your ideas flow. Or like what else like fertility you want to grow, like what you want to make an abundance, of. Um, like putting some in your making an oil and like you rub on your wallet like or rub on cards or even
Yeah,
money, I
yeah,
don't know, like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So
that kind
something
of.
to duplicate.
Yeah, yes. And it's, yeah, and see, you work through it and see where it fits for you best if it is warding off against evil. Because that's the thing too, is that warding off against negative things. Like, so if you're using it in your writing, like, and you put it on your paper or the ink in your, because you want that
Mhm.
fertility of abundance of ideas, but you also want to keep away negative thinking. You also want to keep away doubts, these evil entities. Because I know people are like, oh, it wards against evil, and they think just like evil, evil. But like, what could be considered evil or negative to what you're doing? It could be writer's block. It could be, ideas, doubts, and you start doubting yourself so you don't put something into it. You know what I mean? Like, think of it more as like, that's the thing, whenever people read like the basic things of what it is, they jump first to the conclusion of supernatural. But really, we live in a modern world. So, what are the modern things that are keeping us? Especially if you have this great idea and you feel the need to share it, maybe keep it to yourself till it's protected with the mistletoe, protected,
Yeah,
stable, and you can stand by your idea instead of justifying your idea,
yeah,
and have that mistletoe help you protect your idea until it's ready to be put out into the world, that
yeah.
kind of stuff.
Okay, that's great information. Lily. Thank you. And do you have any idea on how long I and how I can preserve this?
Well, I know there's different ways, and there's always drying it, but for mistle, because like how you dry it, because a lot of the times I usually use like sometimes I use the oven, but for mistletoe, I've actually never dried mistletoe, believe it or not, because it's poisonous, on some levels and yeah, because being on the road all the time, I've actually never done that, because usually I hang dry all my herbs, but I thought for mistletoe, oven drying it's the best. But I wonder if let me see if somebody wrote comments. But I feel like you want to keep it like
Yeah, I
where you keep
realize
it
that
in.
it's so special to have such a big amount,
Yes.
and here
Yeah.
it's like protected. You cannot grab it, if they see you, you will pay a large fine. But this tree was like fallen down.
Yes.
I just had to get it.
Yeah, no, because I'm trying to think. It's like some of them you put them in a solution to dry, other ones you hang dry. Sometimes you put it in the oven till you like the oven dry. And I'm trying to think because I've actually, that's the one I've never dried mistletoe. I've dried like mugwort, I've dried um, cardamom, like, when you actually have to crush that though and stuff. And
Hmm.
even sea lettuce. I've dried sea lettuce, but like, I've actually never worked on mistletoe without just buying it first because, like you said, you can't just buy it fresh anywhere. You can't get it fresh anywhere. So there would have been no reason to dry it. So I'm going to look that up because I got some really good books from when I was in the herb, getting my certificate for herbal thing. And I wonder if it's in there. Because, like, a lot of the times, if I know I'm never going to use it, I don't think about it. So, but and like I said, mistletoe, you usually can't get your hands on it. It'd be the same thing like belladonna. When are you ever going to grow belladonna, and then have to dry it? You're just going to buy it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, this is a unique amount. Uh, I give people who are like special to me. I give them like a piece symbolically, but I still have like
Yes. Yeah. That's what I'm seeing if anyone had any comments. Oh no, there are people watching, but not yet. So, like I said, because mistletoe, is very, like, it's a very unique plant. It's like the same as coming across like belladonna or like, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
Something that's just not seen, not done, like, And it's in the evergreen family, so you're really not supposed to ever burn or like destroy evergreen. It's
yeah,
in
yeah,
that lives on forever family. That's why I'm
yeah.
thinking you might need like a solution to do that. I'm gonna look that up now.
Yeah. So anyway, it will be fun again, and we will even dive into like symbolism on buildings, and whatever has that to do with like this period, and it has a lot of to do with it, because
Yeah.
everything is like in according with the cosmos, and houses are built like the cosmos,
Yeah.
and a lot of hints even on churches or like especially in rural areas who are alluding to fertility, and especially
Yes.
like the ing runes and all that. You see them still like made in architectural buildings, like in windows and all that. And then you somehow always have like the X form,
Yes.
and the X is like duplicating, double it up,
Yeah.
make it more. So that's
Yeah.
very interesting. But I will give some insights on that, because and then you have like the ing, but ingwi is like ingwi Freya, but it's like the Lord, but it's like really alluding to fertility, because it's like Freya, and Freya is like the couple on fertility.
Yeah. Definitely.
But that's something for the essay. Um, yeah.
Yeah.
So make sure that you are part of that. The sooner that you subscribe, the
Yes.
faster that you can ask questions. So the longer that you somehow also can be in the climate, be part of that. The big
Oh, yes.
advantage. So we have like two events. One, we aim for the hour that is normal for like where Morgan is like in America and everything. I am like 8 p.m. Brussels time. So, but if you subscribe, you can always see both, but you can always have access to both live. So you can really dive into that and have a conversation. And like you already are used to, we never do like two the same events.
Yeah.
If
Yes.
that was the case, we should throw the towel in the ring
Yes.
because that
Exactly.
is not us.
No.
So it can be totally different. So the big advantage, you pay for one, you get two in
Yes.
the end.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. And plus with the countdown, so we're gonna have. It's probably gonna be a 10-day one though this time, just because I have a lot of stuff. But it's fun because every day you check back and have, you know, with join the community. We're reading the PDF, so it's like an extended part of the celebrations.
Yeah. And maybe I was thinking, maybe we should do something, a quiz or something within the event, and whoever wins gets a piece of my mistletoe. But then I have to
Oh,
really think where you are in the world, and maybe I don't think that's maybe not allowed, but I don't think that they would put me in jail for it.
yeah, no,
Uh, we just take the risk.
yeah,
Yeah, something
exactly.
like that. We have to do
Yeah,
maybe something like that.
yeah, exactly.
So, 1st of February, make sure you
Yes,
subscribe. Do it now, do it quick, otherwise, yeah, you will suffer severe FOMO.
yes, yes, definitely. Oh my gosh, especially with this one, it's going to be exciting. All
Yeah, this will
exciting,
be
but just
unexpected,
especially.
unexpected.
Yes, exactly. That's more of the word.
And these are the best always.
Yeah.
These are
Oh,
like the parties you don't know really. Yeah, I don't know. And these you will stay away for like two 2 days.
yeah, exactly. I love it. It'll be
So
fun.
see you on Tuesday. Make sure you subscribe. Have a good
Yes.
day.